Joshua, you know I'm coming for you. Ain't no need of talking about next year or the next year after that or 2020. 2018 is what you should be worrying about. You said if the people want it, then you want it. Well, the people want it. Do you?
Side of a fighter. So let's say, for instance, that 50 million we spoke about. Listen, it's a hell of a lot of money, and it was an honor to even have that number thrown at me. But then when you dissected it and what it was just kind of like a rights fee. We own you for this amount of money. But the issue that I had is I've got long-standing contracts in places with certain partnerships. So you may put that money forward and think you can own me 100%, but you may only own 50%. So that makes their 50 worth 25. So when you start getting into the intricacies of a contract, and that's what I say is like we offered him, 12.5 with an upside, blah de blah de blah. He said that was like slave labor, and then
Boxing here with another video. As always, like, comment, and subscribe. I'm gonna get right into it, man. Wilder says Joshua team never wanted to risk him fighting, man. And this is the article that came out, I think, last year or so. But it just speaks to the truth. You have to read. You can't just look at headlines, right? Say by April 2018, Joshua promoter Eddie Hearn said a contract with Wilder's manager Al Heyman was in place, but a sticking point proved to be money. World Boxing News said Joshua offered Wilder $12.5 million. Wilder offered Joshua $50 million. In the end, a deal could not be agreed. They did not want to risk, this is Wilder talking, fighting me in the first place. And the saga came about, teams going back and forth. We came out on top. What we were saying was true. Why they avoided me. If he wins on Saturday, he'll avoid me again. He ain't gonna want to do that. They know what I possess. Business Insider asked Wilder whether he has any career regrets that he was never the one to knock Joshua out first. I don't regret it. This is Wilder speaking. I can't regret nothing that I can't control. I can't control not fighting him. We did everything in our power to try to fight him. I even accepted a lowball offer. It don't get no lower than that. I accepted a lowball offer, and I offered him the highest payday, $50 million he could ever receive in his country, period. Any day of the week. They still didn't want to take. I did all I could do, and all of that was validated when Weeze beat him that night. Man, let me tell you something. I'm only speaking facts. I'm not sitting up here just making this stuff up. I'm gonna pull the receipts. See, IBFP, he gonna sit up there and he gonna flock his little sheep to the narrative he likes to paint. And he always likes to say it's facts, but all he does is pull up a lot of headlines, post a lot of headlines, but he never reads the article. He never goes into depth on the content that he's putting out. He just put up a little flashy article that fits his narrative, a flashy title. But what I do is I dig a little deeper. And I won't be sheep. See, he got his little flock of sheep. But over here, Dre Spector, we not sheep. We gonna tear that shit apart. We gonna debunk any of that bullshit that you spewing out as facts. It's not facts. It's bullshit. And I'm calling it. So what Wilder saying in his interview coincides with what Anthony Joshua said in his interview. Wilder said they offered me 12.5. Talking about Eddie Hearn and Matchroom offered him 12.5 million, right? He said that's slave labor. I'm not working for 12.5 fucking million, right? We're gonna offer you your biggest payday, 50 million. 50 million versus 12.5. Now you tell me. The money's there. Anthony Joshua said the money was there in his interview. In this interview where I pulled the clips, he said the money was there. He said, but he had contractual issues where even the 50 million, and this is his words, not mine, the 50 million would have to be broken down and he would only get 25 of that 50 million. He wouldn't get a full 50 million because he has obligation with other networks, right? Okay, so 25 million. That's twice as much as what you offering at 12.5 million. So if he was offering you 4 times as much you was offering, 12.5 times 4 $50 million. He offered you 4 times the amount you offered him. You said you would only be getting half. Okay, so even if you only be getting half, that's $25 million. It's still twice as much as you offering him. But you can't make the deal get done? You didn't want the money? But they always throw around this. It was $100 million offer that was given to Wilder. It was not $100 million one fight offer. It was $100 million package deal for several fights for Wilder to fight with Matchroom. Go and do some research. Don't just look at those headlines. That headline look good. It was $100 million package. He's offering you $50 million for one fight. Man, they'll spew any kind of bullshit that you will sit there and listen to. But over here, Dre Spector, I come up with my own opinions. I sit up there and I look up the facts. I don't just regurgitate the information I hear from other people or look at titles and go with it. That's what's wrong with people. They don't read. IBFP, he'll lead you to believe that Wilder was ducking Joshua, that Wilder wouldn't accept $100 million, when in fact, for the real deal, Anthony Joshua wouldn't accept the $50 million for the one fight, because he said he would only get 25. Come on, Dre Spector, man. I'm tired of debunking these dudes. Tired of sitting up here calling them out on their bullshit. I'm spitting facts. I'm the big boy over here on this channel. I'm telling y'all exactly how it is, but y'all rather listen to the rhetoric. Y'all rather listen to motherfuckers who are here that'll give you a title that fits their narrative and try to convince you that the sky ain't blue today. Man, hey, get out of here with all that, man. That's Dre Spector. That's all I got for you today, man. I'm out.